Hi, my name is Gretha Huffington May. I'm from Providence. I'm a designer. And I started designing in Ghana while I was living in Ghana. I lived there like for 3 years. And I start because I wanted to design my children clothes them. Basically I was always close to designing, because I remember one time I was living in Providence and I was small coming up. I remember I used to take classes with Miss Bernice, and I learned to sew with Miss Bernice. I make bag, I make dolly, I make dolly baby clothes. And after that, Masha Paulina G also teach me arts and craft, and this was something at the time I could identify myself with. My great grandmother, she was also a seamstress. My mother used to also take classes too for sew. So I all the time had like this sewing around in my life. And well, Ghana is where it really started, because I wanted to sew clothes to my children. And the first step towards that was I had to start learn to hang sewing machine, to thread it, to cut cloth, to take measurement. So the easiest thing for me was to enter as an apprentice with a designer. I did it 1 year and a half of apprentice. And well, there I learned to cut, to sew, to take measurements. And that is how basically everything started with my children, and with the wish to make for them more clothes. After that, I started sewing for my children's friend them from kindergarten. And after that, now I start sewing for my own friend them, and that's how, little by little, I start get into it. Well, by living in Ghana, it was very, it was like clear that I was going to use wax print material, the so-called African fabric. And well, I did love working with it, because first of all, it's super colorful. It's just beautiful to have all these color coming together, this liveliness and this brightness. And well, what I love about the African cloth or the wax print is the fact that it's 100% cotton. Because for my children, I always like to use natural fiber like cotton or linen. I don't like them wear polyester. So it was very ideal. The wax print was very ideal for my project for my children them. So this is how basically I started, and I get involved with the fabric, and I acquire knowledge about the different stamp them on it, the meaning them on it. And that is how I started basically. Then 2014, I come back to Colombia, and I come up with this idea that I want to continue with this work, because definitely is my passion. I love sewing, I love designing, I love being independent, I love running my own schedule, my own time, and that is how I started Colombia. I come here and I brought the fabric with me, and I start the work with it. And well, this is what I continue in it. I feel that I know I know that I'm a woman who is empowered. How I know this? I know this because of my my own background, my own history. I am independent. I work for my own money. I don't depend on nobody for it. I have a level of financial or economical empowerment or independence. So that gives you a lot of self-confidence too. That you can rely on yourself, on your work. Also, I consider myself as an empowered woman in the sense that I have a certain level of consciousness. I have a level of knowledge. I have self-respect. I believe this is something very important. Have self-love. I feel like when you have self-love and self-respect, this is the basement, or the basement of being an empowered person. Well, also a certain level of consciousness, a certain level of knowledge, and and self-confidence, So I really see myself, and I really see myself as an empowered woman, and my children also see that also in me, and they express it too and say it. So yeah, I mean, if them can see it and then consider it that way, then it must be like that. So yes, that was it for today. Thank you for having me at Semillas de Convivencia. Thanks for the invitation. I really appreciate it, and I wish you a good time. Stay safe.